Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I've been trying to film this video for hours, but there has been lawn mowing happening outside, so hopefully that's over. And then I just tried to film the video and realized I wasn't recording. So anyways, in this video, I am reorganizing my bookshelves. Not these bookshelves. This is like my bedroom. We're going to go downstairs to the library. Up here is kind of just like, this is where it has to be up here. But downstairs, I've been thinking, you know, sometimes every day you see a certain visual stimuli. And I started to wonder, should I change my visual stimuli that I'm seeing every day? So I may have mentioned this before on this channel, but I am a writer. I do write books. Excuse the noise outside. I do write books and short stories. Well, novels and short stories, and mostly literary and speculative fiction. So where I usually sit downstairs in the room is on the couch, and what I see every day is romance, sci-fi and fantasy, and poetry. Poetry really doesn't count because the spines are so small, you can't really see the books anyway, but I see romance, really romance every day. And I started to wonder, should I be looking at the things I'm writing? Would that, you know, give me inspiration? Also, my romance section is just like full. It's full. I think I can fit maybe 3 or 4 more books on there, but otherwise it's full. And I've been thinking I need to somehow make room, and I was like, maybe I have to unhaul. But if I rearrange things, I may solve a lot of my problems. So we're gonna go downstairs, look at what we have, and I'll tell you some of my plans. Okay, here we are downstairs. So as you can see, there are many a shelf. And what I want to do is sort of change around the whole layout. Pretty much every single thing. So let me show you what I'm thinking. Okay, so this is romance. That's romance, and beside it is sci-fi and fantasy. And then over here is short story collections. And at the bottom, starting right here, is the start of fiction. And fiction goes all the way around and ends right there. This starts mystery and horror. This starts plays and dramas, whatever. And then under that is 4 shelves of nonfiction. As you can see, there's a lot of space on nonfiction, right? And then at the bottom are literary magazines. Okay. And then over here, we have poetry. Poetry is pretty full, but things can be rearranged to make more space on poetry. But as you see, there's like small spines and a very small shelf. So really only poetry can work here. Please forgive the doorbell that just keeps going off. OMG. Okay, so I want to change romance, right? But I have, according to my spreadsheet, like 125 romance books. And then I have about 85 sci-fi and fantasy, because you can see how big the books are in sci-fi and fantasy. And then I think I have about 100 or something, close to 200 short story collections. But fiction, there's 300 plus books of fiction, okay? So my thinking is, we take all the fiction and put all the fiction on the big shelf, right? And then over here, we'll take all of nonfiction and either put nonfiction on these 2 shelves or on this shelf, right? And then if we put nonfiction here, we'll move short story collections over here. Yeah. My only problem is that I reach for romance a lot, and I reach for short story collections a lot. So if I remove romance and sci-fi over here, the problem is the couch. The couch is the problem because it's right in front of the bookshelf. So when I want to get books from up here or over here, I have to jump on the couch to get them. So if I move romance over here, I'm going to be jumping on the couch to get books a lot. So that is a problem. And then I don't know how I want to break up romance and sci-fi and fantasy. if I want romance to be just the top shelf and sci-fi and fantasy to be the bottom shelf, or, you know, reverse. Or if I want it to be like romance and then fantasy, I don't know what would look better or what would be better, right? So, and then, like I said, I also read for short story collections. So I don't know if I should like keep them over here. I don't know like how like much I would want nonfiction to just be beside me, you know? Do I reach for nonfiction like that for it to be all next to me like that? So that is what I'm thinking. That's the whole idea. My one barrier right now is how much work it's going to be, because I believe all of the books down here are probably around 1,000 books. It's probably like 1,000 books down here and 700, 800 upstairs. So also, caveat, I do have a flight in the morning. I am going out of town to a conference, book fair thing. So there's that. But I had this idea last night, and I kind of want to do the idea. And if I don't do it today, I can't do it until at least Sunday. And I take a red eye back home on Sunday, so probably Monday. And I don't know if I want to wait, you know? It's the chaos. The chaos mind is at work. And I want to do stuff now. And then I'll have to also dust. I would also have to dust. And I don't like dusting.
Scraped off all that hard work and lowered the nose. I also fixed the lips, and thank God I did, because I didn't realize how bad the lips look as well. But I guess
I'm tired. Okay, I was trying to separate out, like I was picking books off the shelf and putting them on the shelf that I was thinking I would want them on. But I am finna do a more like, let's get all the books into their section first, because I'm tired, baby. I'm tired. I'm real tired. So I'm just going to, what I'm going to do, I think, is get all of romance. Oh my gosh, I literally, you know what, actually, I'm going to get the rest of the nonfiction stuff off the shelf. Then I'm going to put all the fiction over here. Just get it all over here. Then I'm going to get romance off the shelf. And I've decided I'm going to put romance at the bottom. Then I'm getting sci-fi fantasy, put that at the top. Then I'm going to put all nonfiction over there. And then I'm going to look at it and contemplate. And regret my life choices like I do right now. When I first got these bookshelves and I first moved my books down here, I had this like plastic, but like glass. It felt like plastic, but I think it was kind of glass with like a little tree bush looking thing inside, you know, one of those home decor things from like Ross or something. And it fell and it broke. And that was like probably 2 years ago. And I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Oh, still finding glass over there where it fell. Great.
I finished. Unfortunately, because I'm a little stupid, I did not.
I'm blaming.
What you do to me, there's nothing left to see. You left me in the dark now, and I'm blended with disease. What you do to me, maybe it's my dignity. We ripped that all apart now, and there is no remedy.
Wow, I'm worn out. I'm really worn out. I feel like I've been through so much today, so much, and I didn't think I was gonna make it. I had to take so many breaks. It's 9 o'clock. My flight's at 10. I have to be at the airport by 7:30. I still gotta take a shower. I wanted to wash my hair. I was planning to wear this. It's sweaty as heck now. Oh my God, Lord help me. But I did it. Even though at a certain point I was looking around and I was like, oh my gosh, I've made a mistake. I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I like this. I've done all this work and I don't think I like it. And like in 2 weeks I'm gonna have to put it all back. But alas, I just finished and you'll be happy to know that I kind of like it. So let me show you around. Okay, so in this corner where romance and sci-fi and fantasy used to be, we now have nonfiction. So at the top we have, what's that? Essays. Then all of this is memoir. And then that right there is like graphic novel memoir. Okay. And there's nothing at the bottom because I didn't have that much nonfiction, as I already knew. And then over here at the top, we have philosophy, Black studies, psychology. This is art. And then we have reference, and then religion and personal growth. And then down here we have, this is science. And then right there is sociology and anthropology. And then here we have, I think, one business book, one women's studies book, and then the rest is history. Oh, right. And then short stories stayed where they were, except for the bottom. Now the bottom row and a half is now literary magazines and the like. If you want to write that one as a face out, it's because I have a story in that one. Haha. Okay. And then at the top, I decided to do sci-fi and fantasy. And then at the bottom, we have romance. So sci-fi, fantasy, and romance looks good. As you can see, there's still not much space in romance. Only like, if I like do these sideways, then we'll have more space, but still just not a lot of space left. But we do have a little bit of space in sci-fi and fantasy. And then sci-fi and fantasy stops here with this. And then this is these like 3 right there are mystery. And the focus, and then the rest are horror, and then at the end is plays and drama. All right, and then now for the Magnus Opus. This is all fiction, and she fills pretty much the whole thing. As you can see, there's some space, a little bit of space in some places, but I definitely can turn some sideways to make more space as needed. So that is it. And then, you know, poetry stayed the same. So it's been a long day and I need to go take a shower. I need to sit with myself, have a come to Jesus moment and decide if I want to wash my hair tonight and finish packing as much as I can tonight, and then off to California in the morning. But thank you for watching this video. Sorry the lighting is atrocious. It's nighttime now, but I did it. I really did it. And you know, I think it looks cool. I think the sci-fi, fantasy, and romance looks cool. This is questionable, but the nonfiction over here is a little questionable, mostly because there's not much of it. So I really need to, you know, start reading more nonfiction, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!